Welcome to the number one friendship podcast in the country. I'm Aaron Cairo.
I'm Matt Ritter.
And remember to go to manoftheyearpodcast.com to grab our merch and watch our videos on YouTube. So, Matt, do you recall, cast your mind back to June of 2023, when live on the pod, I revealed to you that I started going to therapy.
Oh, yeah. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Well, here we are about a year and a half later, and I'm now ready to reveal to you that I've stopped going to therapy.
I don't know how I feel.
Oh, you look so disappointed.
I don't know. I don't think you've been cured.
I don't think there's any cure for what ails me.
Oh, is this a temporary pause, or did you get fired by your therapist? Did you fire her?
No, I had to fire my therapist, what I'll tell you about, but I think perhaps it's a combination of I didn't go in with a clear goal.
Okay.
And like my therapist was like out to lunch.
Okay. Can I have some, put some meat on those bones?
Well, on the latter, like she talked about herself and her other patients so much. She once said to me, "You're such a good listener."
Fired. Yes, that's fireable. That's a fireable offense.
And like she would just kind of go off on these tangents that will go on and on. We would go over, and I think I said this to you once. One time I said to her, I'm like, I'm sorry, we're out of time. Like it was just like it was just getting
all fireable. By the way, conversely, my therapist, I don't know nothing. I know like so little details revealed. I love it.
Ugh, that's the dream.
Yeah. And I haven't seen her in over a year, but
wait, what?
Yeah, no, I've been off of it. I just too busy.
Wait, so when I started, you stopped?
Yeah. I was like, you know what? Let's shift the burden. I'm tired of carrying the burden of having my mental health be right.
This is the second episode where you've dropped the bomb on me. I had no idea.
But that wasn't like a quitting. It's like I go in and out sometimes, just like phases where.
Did you say, hey, I'm not?
No, I just haven't felt like a need right now.
No, I'm saying, but did you say, hey, I'm?
Yeah, I just was like, I'm swamped. I'm busy. Yeah.
And did you do that like in a session or in text?
Text.
Yeah. So I did it. I was going to do it in person. She canceled because she was ill. So we had a virtual session, and I said, I'm going to stop doing it. And she got upset.
Of course she did. First of all, you're cutting off her bread supply. Cutting off my bread supply, my job, and it's a rejection of me.
But this is a professional therapist. This is what this
still human. It's a rejection.
Yeah, she was like, if you were thinking like this is the first I'm hearing about this, why haven't we been talking about this? I'm like,
right.
I'm like, have you not noticed that this is not working?
About breaking up with somebody before they do it, though? You know,
right? Well, I guess.
What are your thoughts? Thinking about firing you. Thoughts? Yay? Nay? Hey,
okay, that makes me.
What have you been thinking about lately? Well, I've been thinking about firing you and ending this relationship. Do you have any insights onto why I would be feeling that way?
Man, but yeah. So she ended that session.
So tell me more about that. So was she defensive? Like you should keep going? At
first, she understood, which I thought was a professional. I mean, she's in her 70s. She's been doing this.
Why are you stopping though? I don't mean to say it that hostily.
No. It's not like if you were a fly on the wall of these sessions, it's batshit.
So are you saying you would go to a different therapist?
Not now, because I need a break, and I think
okay.
But like I think if you recall, she's an older Jewish lady from Long Island, which is who's exactly like my mom. Yep. And I thought, oh, that's good. Like my mom gives great advice, but obviously I don't listen to it because she's my mom.
Yep.
It turns out what you just said was right. Like I need like a millennial.
Yeah.
Like, not that her advice was out of date. It was just like she was just like a little out of touch with.
Yeah.
What?
Also, you're just like you haven't seen Euphoria. Forget this.
But I told you, like on one of the first times I was telling her about Man of the Year, about the Lucas tradition. She goes,
"Get rid of these guys."
Yeah, she goes, "Get rid of these guys." Yeah, man.
I knew she was bad news.
But I bring that up today because you sent me this incredible article from Time Magazine
It's
called
great.
Is Friendship Therapy the Next Big Thing in Mental Health? And I just wanted to mention to our listeners just like real quick what they're saying. So this is a growing trend which involves friends seeking counseling to repair and strengthen their relationships called friendship therapy. One therapist they quoted in the article says 25% of her clients are now pairs or group of friends seeking help for a range of issues such
Wow.
as political disagreements or major life changes. The process is similar to couples counseling, but without the focus on romantic or familial issues, obviously. Typically involves exploring attachment styles, communication, and setting goals for the friendship.
You know what I love about this? Other than the fact that we've been like right about everything in life in the world for the past 2 years, and like
Yeah.
everything is about friendship now. I like that you're saying, it used to be that just, our issue that we've been discussing on the pod is that people don't really think about friendships as a relationship and they don't put a lot of effort into them. I love that when you are asking a friend to come to therapy with you, you're saying, I care enough about you that I want to fix this relationship versus just going, all right, I'm piecing out.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
But would you ever go to friend therapy?
Well, the closest I could think about it, I know a couple people.
You're never dragging me in there with you, just FYI.
Well, first of all, the lies that we would both be
Oh
slinging.
God, it was just bullshit.
So just a reminder, when before I was in therapy and Matt was telling me about his therapist, he would say, I have to keep which lies I'm telling her straight.
Yeah.
And I thought that was hilarious. But now I know.
Yeah,
Now I know you can't actually tell her what's going on.
Can't do that.
I have heard of people that I know who work with their friend almost going to like business coaching
Together.
I
mean, we could use a business coach.
I think like a business come life coach could be good for us.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We're actually pretty in touch with ourselves.
Yeah, we're pretty good. We just need
we need someone above
daddy. No, we just need a sugar daddy.
We need someone above both of us.
Yes.
That's what we need. What is the this CEO of Barstool called?
Yeah, what do you mean called?
Like it's called like CEO in name only. Like she has like a funny title.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't know that you and I would. Well, maybe, but like I think this is pretty smart because like just like you said, friends often get into disagreements and then they just break up, basically.
Yes. They're just like, all right, I'm never talking to that person. We don't see eye to eye on this thing, so forget it.
Right.
It's interesting that you said what did they say? Political disagreements. Okay, so that's a big one.
Major life changes. Yeah.
Major life changes, like one person's getting married and the other one's still single, probably.
Yeah, someone's moving away. Yeah. What do you think of like what are some, I guess, what's the word, like not red flags, what are some reasons why you might want to seek this out?
If you don't feel somebody is hearing you, your friend, right? You don't think you can get through to them.
Yeah.
And you feel you need an intermediary to help you get through to them. If you feel friendship's very one-sided, we always talk about that. It's a red flag for sure. Maybe that's something a therapist can help that other person kind of see together.
Do you think that like, I guess you don't have to disclose. Have you ever been to couples therapy?
No.
Oh, yeah,
of course not. Of course not.
It's not a bad thing.
No, I'm kidding. I'm saying no. We have not. It's never been broached. I have no judgments on it. I'm just saying I think part of it is we're very transparent in our communication.
By the way, the CEO of Barstool was called the Token CEO.
Token CEO. Wow. What was it? Ellen Nardi or something? Nardi?
Erica Nardini. She's now left. If a friend came to you and said, "Hey, I think I'd like to like have a session," what would you say? Okay,
probably not for me because
really,
I'm like all of my friendships now currently Well, I guess maybe there's like one or two that I would be like, okay, well, I guess I do need help with this.
Hmm.
I guess it would have to be somebody that I also believe I need help with resolution on. So that's the trick. Because if somebody's coming to me, I don't actually feel I need a resolution or want a change in the friendship dynamic, then I'm a pass.
I
So that's where it
wonder.
gets tricky, right?
Right.
Because it has to be like, oh, I also am interested in improving our friendship or repairing or whatever it is that you don't think we're at right now. But if you're just like, hey, I want to fix this friendship, and I'm just like, nah, I've kind of moved on, then I'm not going to friendship therapy with you.
I mean, it would be weird if someone came to you who you're not really good friends with.
Right. That's what I'm
And
saying. Like, there's a little bit of like, could I be blindsided by that? That would be weird, you know?
yeah, yeah. Um,
But I don't know. Maybe it's so new, conceptually. I haven't really wrapped my head around it.
right. I mean, it's also like I wonder. I wonder if it could be good individually. So, so,
Yeah.
so imagine going to therapy, but you're not with a friend, but you're not necessarily. You have some things to improve with the friend,
Are you
but
saying
it's
as a
really
weird person?
yes.
That's hilarious.
No, I don't think. Yeah, well, I meant it
No, I
seriously,
love
but
it.
yeah, yeah,
Can
yeah,
I bring a buddy with mine? I feel more comfortable then. Friend. He's
yeah.
got my back. I like that. I don't know if therapists allow that. Maybe they do.
Well, 25% have friends in there.
Right. So I guess you could if you're just like, hey, it's really just for me, but I want them in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um, you know,
I just had a thought about uh what was I just gonna say? I forgot. I lost my train of thought on the friendship therapy thing.
yeah. I mean, one example in here is like, I don't know, God forbid one of our friends passed and we
Uh-huh.
we weren't processing that grief together.
Okay.
That could be a reason to do it. Also like, attachment styles, which you haven't I don't know, have we ever done an episode on attachment styles?
I don't know.
You know what attachment styles are?
Like neediness, like level of neediness. What is that?
Yeah, but it's a whole, it's one of those like fucking,
What are
you
the terms? What are the terms? Hit me with
it's avoidant. It's avoidant is the one that like you see a lot where like
okay.
that's like in a relationship, it's four attachment styles. In a
Okay.
relationship,
What
those
are
are the
they?
people
So it's avoidant.
it's secure, avoidant, anxious, or anxious ambivalent.
Okay.
And it's essentially like if you were a child and you uh you know cried every time your mom left the room,
I did.
you yeah.
Yeah,
So I
Brenner's
think
moving for me. Brenner's super in dada mode. I can't walk out of the room.
yeah, well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Um and then there's like I can't remember what becomes what, but there's avoidant, which is those are the people who like blow up all their relationships because they're insecure.
Oh.
What we're gonna do we're gonna do attachment. I'm writing it down. We're doing
Okay.
attachment episode.
So I wanted to say this. I caught my train of thought. I
Okay.
think one thing we've learned over the course of this pod is that men, part of the reason they're struggling is friendship doesn't just happen organically for grown men who are not in a lot of surface area for it. If you're not in golf, if you're not at a golf club or you don't have a very significant third place, it's just not going to happen where you're going to randomly like make guy friends as you get older.
Mhm.
So we have tried to open people up to the idea that it's not going to happen organically. So you do need to put in sort of practices and institute protocols. And so, like, I guess I'm going to step back and go, okay, don't be so judgy about it. I think maybe there is a place for friend therapy, especially for men. Maybe it's probably more women who go to it now, but maybe there's a place for men too. Again, because we realize that like maintaining our friendships is not happening organically too, not just the making. Our friendship maintenance is shite.
I mean, I imagine it's like 90% women doing this.
Totally. Totally.
Not a man in sight in this article, but that doesn't mean
Yeah.
it can happen. I mean, men like we've got all these examples like a man falling out, they don't speak for like 50 years.
Yeah. Actually, my father-in-law said that he like had a fight with a buddy in college or over something. I think it was like
Yeah.
somebody didn't pay for some weed or something.
Yeah, that feels right. Yeah,
Yeah,
my
that's
dad like had a buddy whose girlfriend didn't like him in like 1972.
yeah, yeah, that
Never
checks
spoke
out.
to him again.
That's great. That's great.
um,
Should we take a listener question or
yeah, let's do a listener question. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, this is asking for a friend. If you have a friendship question or ethical dilemma, send it to us on Instagram at Man of the Year Podcast, and we will answer it on the show. Matt, take it away.
Hey, Matt and Cairo, I have probably a dumb question, but it's something that's been bothering me, so I thought I should ask you guys. I care about sitting in the front seat. I call dibs, I call shotgun. I'm now in my 30s. People don't respect it. I feel like when we go somewhere, like I get treated like secondhand. How do I change that dynamic? Should they still respect those things?
I mean, is this a real concern? I mean, this is I haven't heard anyone call shotgun in 30 years.
I think people still care about that a little bit.
I mean, I sat shotgun in your car this week and it was the worst ride of my life.
Oh yeah, tell people about that. That was amazing.
Matt and I have a big meeting. We have to drive across town. Matt picks me up.
Right,
The
across town
car
in LA means an hour in the
Yeah.
car.
The car seat, he doesn't take the car seat out, so the passenger seat is jammed all the way up, and the back seat, the seat is the incline is straight. So I'm sitting at a right angle like a Tetris block with my knees and it was horrible. And then eventually, and then he's like, "Yeah, I could just take it." I'm like, "Oh, is it hard to remove the car seat? One button."
I know. I
Yeah,
felt
I
bad
mean,
now of realizing how many people I've made sit like that when I could have just pressed one button.
you make other people sit like that besides
I've
Jess?
made a few. I've made a few. I don't
Unbelievable.
drive. I don't pick people up that much anymore.
So, I mean, if you're so concerned about people not respecting your shotgun call that you're writing into us, I mean,
Well,
I
I
don't
think
know.
he was also indicating that they don't respect his like calls. I don't know what other calls there are, but like
I mean, would you
he's sort of
respect my shotgun calls?
well that's why the question was so silly that I was like, huh, do people still do shotgun? And if they do, like, is it disrespectful? Like, should you respect somebody's shotgun
I mean,
call?
first of all, if you're a fucking adult, you let the
Yeah.
biggest person sit in the front, tallest person.
You let the bigger person sit in the
I
front.
volunteer to sit bitch if
You
we're
do.
happen to be in an Uber because I'm very lean.
We call you, yeah, middle seat Caro. I love
Middle
it.
seat hero. I would never sit in the front. I would never call shotgun. That's outrageous.
Can I ask you this? What is the rule about like older folks, like your parents' age? Do they automatically get the front?
Absolutely.
They do.
Yeah.
So, what if somebody's much bigger then? So that super. What's the hierarchy?
Okay, good question. If
So,
I'm
like, you have
with
a giant friend, and then your mom, and
see this come down to my my bugaboo. What's the word we used wrong?
we can't use peccadillos anymore. We just can't.
Peccadillo, which is social awareness.
Yeah.
So if I was with my mom, who's petite, and I don't know who our biggest friend is, the friend and I should say to my mom, take the front seat,
Yeah.
and my mom should say, no, Jim, no,
Right.
that's crazy. You got to make a respectful move and then be a normal
Yeah,
person.
because I accidentally didn't make that respectful ask one time this summer. I don't know why, because I think it was the person was on the other side of the car, and I just wasn't thinking.
Yeah,
Like, I came in from the garage, and I went like immediately to the front, and then the other person, who was an older lady, went to the back left,
yeah,
and then it was like, "Wait, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. You want this?" And she was just like, "No, it's fine."
yeah, yeah. Parents get to do whatever they want.
They
I
get the
would say,
priority, and then
yeah,
the bigger
right,
person gets the priority.
yeah. But
But
it's just comfort.
yeah, but is it a big deal if your friends just don't respect your call of the front seat?
I agree with the friends. They shouldn't respect this guy.
You shouldn't respect.
Yeah.
Is there no circumstances? What if you're on a road trip? It's a long trip.
By the way, I almost think I like the back seat better.
Oh God, no. Oh God, no.
Why not?
I get nauseous. You don't get nauseous on long car rides?
Because the back seat you can sort of be by yourself. You can sort of do what you want. The front seat you got to engage with the driver.
This is true. You can
Backseat,
be
you
in
can be
your
on your
own world.
phone.
You can be in your own world. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's
Front
fair.
seat. By the way, when I drive with you, I mean, Matt, I mean, everything you do is so Matt. You
Yeah.
know, when I'm driving with you, it's 2024. You're like, will you navigate for? Will you put the
Yeah.
Google Maps on your phone?
Yeah. I don't
I'm
have it
like,
on
okay.
my thing. I don't know how to do it.
It's just
But I
it's,
also told you I don't want to navigate. You know me. I like to freewheel, free ball,
okay.
raw
Could we
dog.
talk about this for a second? It's 2024.
I know
Matt,
LA better than Waze.
that makes I don't like when you're goading me because you know you're going to me because that doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it does because there's only a few ways to go across town anyway.
Yes, but you don't know whether there's an accident or construction.
There's not an accident. There's not construction.
Honestly, this is what my dad does, and it drives everyone in the family. He just free balls it. It's ridiculous. Like,
Listen, we're men.
I mean,
I
it's
can't
just.
have a little voice telling me to turn when I don't feel like turning.
I guess, and you don't know how to turn the voice off, so you're just.
Yeah, I don't want it on. I don't want it. You know what? Look, can we ask it? Can I ask you? I had a second question because I feel like that one was too easy. It's too
Yeah,
low hanging fruit.
yeah.
So this was this other one came in was uh, settle a friendship debate.
Okay.
Matt and Caro. Um, this person said I show up late frequently, not that late, like 5 minutes, but my friend always makes a big deal of it, and now I feel like he's the bad guy. Like the fact that he makes such a big deal out of it makes it annoying. And I'm almost just like, now I'm trying to be late to basically he's saying it's like an escalatory thing that his friend is doing that's making the relationship worse and that he's not the bad guy for being late. So he has to settle the debate. Who's right?
I mean, there's no. I mean, this person. It's just the same person calling shot because they seem like the worst person who's ever lived.
No, it was a
Uh,
different
I mean, don't be late. It's okay every once in a while. People who are perpetually late are assholes. This
right.
is not
But
even a question.
do you harp? Okay. So I guess this was a good question for you because do you harp though?
So, I mean, if you came 5 minutes late for us to go get drinks, I would never go, fuck you, Matt. I can't believe, like, I wouldn't go crazy on you. If I said, hey, we got to catch this movie, and if you're not on time, we're going to miss the beginning, and my friend's in it, and I want to see it, then I would be like, bro, what the fuck?
But I think
Once.
some people are just perpetually late on a small scale. That's what it sounds like this guy's doing. He's like, I'm perpetually 5 minutes late.
It's all context. If you're coming over to like watch a game, who cares?
Right.
If you're late to do stuff and it fucks up your day, then you leave without them.
Don't you bake in your friends' time schedules now once you kind of know who's late, who's early?
I mean, to be honest, knock on wood, our friends are pretty timely. I mean,
They
Fireball
are.
Adam, I can't get there before him.
Actually, me and Fireball Adam, I got there early before him to Taylor's, and I was like, I'm proud of myself.
Oh wow, that's like you showed up half an hour early.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, were you the one who shared the tip? It might have been on our Instagram. When you're meeting friends, you should show up early and sit by the bar by yourself.
Yeah, I love doing that.
Yeah, because then you just have a random conversation and
Yeah,
whatever.
I enjoy that 10 minutes of anticipation.
Yeah, you love anticipation.
Yeah.
You like having stuff on your calendar. You like people. You're like tantric friendship.
I like it. Tantric friendship. That's great. That's amazing. No, but I think the question is like, is the harassing your friend worse than the, is the punishment
No,
worse
I
than
mean people who are late all the time should be rounded up and put in internment camps. The end.
I don't know. I agree that you should be on time, but I think like once you know your friends and you've baked in there, this person's going to show up 5 minutes late, like you got to just leave it.
Yes, I mean, listen, the person in my life, and I love her, is Lindsay, who does this. She's just always.
So now
late.
you know she's always late. How late is
she? It's 10 to 25 minutes.
Okay, 25.
She will kind of give me a heads up, like that day, like it's looking like one of those 20-minute late days,
right?
But
so is it acceptable to harp, I guess, is the question.
Yeah, I guess you're right now that I'm saying, like, I would never harp on her. Like, it's kind of her thing. I mean, I don't love it.
Right. I don't love that. Right. It's like, I don't love it when people are late, but like once I've kind of accepted it, I kind of bake it in a little. I'm not going to go like harp on it in the whole, like to ruin like our hangout. I feel like some
Yeah, I
people
mean,
do that though. We know those, you know those people. I guess you don't do that, but definitely there are people that will like make such a big deal out of it that it like then ruins your whole interaction.
right. Um, uh, yeah, and just go back to your original point. Yes, with Lindsay, I have now baked it in as part of her. Also, I hate to admit this, but when you have a kid and she's got 2 kids, you get a little bit of a
You
you
get a
get a
little
little
kid grace. You get a.
I mean,
Does it count? Does each kid get you more grace? Like, because I have one kid, do I get 5 minutes? But if I have a second, then I get 10 minutes.
the fact is, Matt, that you guys, either being late or being sick, you could be lying 75% of the time and I would never know.
It's the best part.
That's why I want a kid, so I can lie about not going to places.
It's honestly the best thing. Being able to lie unfettered, unquestioned,
No one could challenge you.
no unchallengeable lies. Imagine having a challenge like that in your pocket just at all times. You throw the challenge flag.
Oh, so I challenge you, you mean?
Yeah, imagine you could challenge
And
that.
then they have to go to your house and take
Yeah,
Brenner's
like
temperature.
imagine that got challenged.
That would be amazing. I don't believe you. They go. They
Right.
we
Like nobody ever challenges the parents who are lying. Imagine if you could challenge that.
Yeah, yeah. They'd
Ooh.
show like picture in picture of
Oh, go.
your
Let's go to let's roll the tape on the Nanit.
so the nursery and then show a little thing on the side that shows the temperature up,
Shows the
down, up.
kids' health 98.6.
Oh my god.
What
Dude,
percentage of the time? So you're not a parent. So what percentage of the time do you believe somebody's lying to you that's a parent when they say they can't go to something?
I think faking a child illness.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I would say pretty low because people do generally want to hang out with me.
Yeah. I think
Uh,
it's actually not so much that they blatantly lie. I think that they kind of make a judgment call. If like the kid's a little sick, they'll amp it up.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, use a little grain of truth, in other words.
Grain, yeah. I think it usually starts with a grain. I don't think it's like a full on
Right.
like, hey, we got COVID. No, you don't.
Yeah. I usually get details. Like Lindsay will be like, kids got a fever, had to go to the ER. Do you go to the do you go to the when Brenner has like a fever or an ear
No,
infection?
we
What do
go
you
straight to our I was gonna say vet. We go straight to our what do you pediatrician.
but
They're
by
right here in
pediatrician,
Larchmont.
but like this is
They'll
like
get us
his
in same day.
but this is like his primary care, like when you go for a checkup.
Yeah, they'll get us in same day if he has a fever, and I'm like, I need to. It's in
Wow.
my.
So they must be like, I mean, they must be like hard to take. They must be having people walking in all day.
They are slammed
Right.
always.
Yeah. How's the
They're
waiting room?
always.
Good games and stuff?
Yeah, they have like a whole. They got like 3 shelves of all the games. It's great.
Sick room and healthy room divided?
No,
Oh wow. So it's just a den of iniquity.
right. I actually think about that a lot. Every time I'm there, I'm like, oh, really? This is like you're getting sick there.
Yeah. You bring Brenner in for a well checkup. I mean,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's very sterile though. Feels like
I mean,
everything's been wiped.
do they have highlights magazines? How old does it go to?
Yeah, you know what? I haven't seen a highlights in there. I want to put in a request for highlights. I love that Finder thing.
Oh yeah, of
Remember
course.
Finder?
That's the main draw.
Well, that I hate when people already fill it in with pen.
Oh, that's again rounded up and put into
Yeah,
camps.
that should be rounded up and shot for. And Goofus and Gallant. I love
wait,
Goofus and Gallant.
wait, what was their personalities?
Goofus would do bad, and Gallant would do good. That was it.
So,
That was all there was to it. Like
so
it
you
was
Goofus
for
and I'm
kids to learn. Like, hey, Goofus kicks a girl, and then the kicks her in the leg. Gallant says, "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that." Like
so are we just 2 Goofuses?
yeah, we're too goofy, 2 Goofuses. Now we're 2
Goofus eye.
No, we have a duality. Every man has a Goofus and Gallant inside of him.
Every man has a Goofus and Gallant inside
Yeah,
of
when they're in Vegas, they're Goofus.
him. Oh God, that is genius.
Goofus and Gallant.
Oh man. All right.
Hey, listeners, I just want you guys to let us know if you are a highlights person. I mean, what are your memories of highlights? Is it Goofus and Gallant? Was it the Finder thing? Is there something else that we're missing from highlights?
All right, we got two questions today. We did our best to answer, both
Yeah,
of them.
they were kind of lowbrow, silly ones, but
Yeah, if you still call shotgun, don't write in and unsubscribe from our podcast.
no, we still love you. We want to have you as a fan.
All right, that was asking for a friend. If you have a listener question, send it to us on Instagram and we will answer it on the show. All right, Matt, what did we learn today?
Well, the bombshell is that Cairo prematurely, way prematurely,
I prematurely evacuated.
evacuated. He prematurely evacuated. Listen, you just may not have found the right person.
It's funny. So now the two of us are untherapized right now.
We're going raw dog. We're like an unpasteurized raw milk.
Listeners, you know what you have right now? You got two goofuses.
Yeah, two goofuses. We're like just two Joe Rogans jacked up on our own ideas.
Oh my God. I'm
Just
dying.
jacked up on our own thoughts.
With nobody to be like, no.
No. Just jacked up
man.
on our own stupid ideas.
Oh God. All right, guys. Let us know if you have been to friend therapy, please. Thank you for listening. Remember, be good to yourself, be good to your friends. Love you, buddy.